So if somebody could just tell me when you can see the screen, all right? Let me just drop that down.
We're looking good, Duncan.
Okay. Okay, I'd like to welcome everybody. My name's Duncan Wood. Welcome to our Sunday Impact 101 presentation and questions and answers. I'm calling you from North Wales. Just to give you a brief background about myself, I started off life as a builder, ran my own construction company, went into or came across network marketing for the first time. So I started in various companies, and that led me quite a few years later to online marketing, and I've been making a full-time living online for quite a few years, too many to mention. And I've had some fantastic experiences, made a lot of money, but also a lot of those companies I chose to do business with aren't around anymore. And I actually went through a very difficult year last year. It was actually the worst year I've had for a long, long time. Fortunate for me, a very good friend of mine, John Van Derzen, sent me a video. I did watch it, but unfortunately I shouldn't have watched it that day because I was in a bad place that day. I wasn't going through a good time. And I didn't do anything about it, but he did message me 7 days later to tell me he'd been in this system for 16 days and he'd received in his bank 56,000. Now, I don't know about you, but I had to call him. I wanted to know how and why and whether I could do it. And all I can tell you is I got involved with a company at that time. It was around about the beginning, the 23rd of October. And it was one of the best decisions I've ever made in my life. Now, that company we were with, I have moved on to this company because this company, Impact 101, I can tell you now will be the biggest online crowdfunding system in the world. So I'm here tonight to tell you a little bit more about it. What is crowdfunding? How does it work? And hopefully answer a lot of your questions here tonight. So first of all, let's look at crowdfunding. The first person I mentioned this system to said this to me. He said it was illegal. He put doubt in my mind. I decided I would check it out myself. I phoned up my own solicitor, asked him a question. He did ask me what type of crowdfunding was it. And as you can see on this slide here, there are various types of crowdfunding. Some of them are regulated. Most of them are actually, but peer-to-peer, person-to-person, whichever way you want to call it, I can tell you is totally legal in every country in the world. It does not need to be regulated because it is literally one person sending a donation or an amount of money to another person at their own will, and nobody will ever stop that. So if you ever get or hear anybody say that it's illegal, they are incorrect, and it is totally legal in every country in the world. Do your own research, that's my advice. So why is crowdfunding growing so massively at the moment? I'll tell you why. We all remember the banking crisis, 2006 to 2008. If you think that is over, think again. I honestly think we're going to have an even worse crisis very soon, bigger than the last one. It's the banks that are causing the problems. The banking system is flawed. People don't trust it anymore. And because of that, the banks have created a problem. The problem is, how do people generate revenue now? You will go and do your own research, but there is a massive problem in the financial system, not just in this country, worldwide. There is a better way. Imagine if you didn't have debt. The banks actually now print their money, which just causes more problems because all that does is devalue the currency in people's pockets. They just make money from thin air. So there has to be a better way. Imagine your life if you did not have any debt, or imagine if the whole world didn't have any debt. Crowdfunding is growing massively, and these are some of the main companies that you can find for yourself on the internet. I had heard about a lot of these names. I'd heard of Indiegogo, GoFundMe, Kickstarter, but I did think a lot of these companies were loan companies. I didn't realize that they were all doing crowdfunding. So crowdfunding is growing massively. Currently the number one company right now is GoFundMe, and I can tell you the owner of Impact 101 intends to make this company the number one crowdfunding system in the world. and I've got no doubt he is going to do that, and hopefully by the end of this call you will have more confidence about where this is going and what's happening here. So crowdfunding is a huge market. Just to give you some idea, Fundly is a website you can go to, and you'll see that in 2017, $34 billion was donated through systems or platforms for crowdfunding. And that's projected to grow to, in 2025, to 300 billion. So just ask yourself this: how much of a slice of that market would you like? So how fast is it growing? Well, industry experts have got statistics that it's growing at 136% ongoing per year. That is huge. You just compare that to any industry that you might know about. It's a massive market, it's growing, and it's only going to get bigger and bigger as the financial crisis affects more and more people around the world. Now, because of the internet, and here is one company that's massive on the internet, it's the largest payment provider in the world, PayPal. They are now offering a platform to allow anybody to use their system for crowdfunding. Now, you've got to ask yourself a question: a company this size, for them to go into a completely new market and to adapt that into their existing worldwide system, they will have done major research and spent fortunes of money checking things out. And social media is not, social media is the cause of crowdfunding growing worldwide now. We didn't have this kind of communication with anybody in the world years ago. Now members can donate money for any purpose using a platform, and anybody can crowdfund. You don't have to be a big company to get donations. You don't need to be a charity. The only thing you are required to be is 18 years or over. You do need a phone and a computer. And as I said, this is available in any country, literally any country in the world, as long as obviously they have internet access. And you can see on here the Mail Online. Here was a broke UK father who needed money for his family for Christmas, and he just raised 2,000 in a matter of hours using this system. So here's the man behind the company. Frank Servadio has been in business 45 years. He's had 20 years marketing and sales experience. In 2002, he formed Castle Rock Research, BC Study Guides, which specialized in marketing QR codes and mobile landing pages. And in 2011, he formed the existing company QRGL Marketing Incorporated with his partner, Hans Luhmann, who is the IT guy. And very recently, literally in January 2019, Impact 101 was launched as another arm to his existing company, QRGL Limited. So Frank has masses of experience in this industry, especially in the high-tech industry. He also has a partner, Hans Luhmann, electrical engineer, 30 years experience in developing custom solutions for leading high-tech companies. He's on the board of directors of Link Global Technologies Incorporated, a Canadian blockchain company, and both Hans and Frank are very into new tech, high-tech ideas, and also blockchain and crypto companies. So in 2019, as I said, Impact 101 was launched. Now ask yourself this question: imagine if you'd have been involved in any of these companies. These are all brand name, household names in every country in the world. Everybody has heard of Google, Microsoft. These are companies that have grown phenomenally all over the world, and are now some of the biggest companies in the world on our planet, and grown in a very, very short time. That's exactly what technology, the internet, and globalization is happening now. It's changing things beyond recognition. And timing is everything in any business. Imagine if you'd got involved in Microsoft or Amazon, imagine how wealthy you'd be today. So imagine now getting involved in a company that intends to be the #1 crowdfunding system in the world. This company was launched on the 17th of January. This is right at the beginning. And I couldn't think of a better time to get involved with crowdfunding, especially with what's going on in the world, the uncertainty in country after country, and the banking system letting people down, and crowdfunding growing at such a phenomenal rate. So this is a single crowdfunding marketing system that allows you to receive half of everything that happens in your donation grids forever, for life. So Impact 101 is based on a 2x2 grid process. It is a follow me system, and it's a system that's used by a lot of companies, and it is the most successful system that any company has developed. Impact 101 is a team crowdfunding system. That means it's not 100% of your own efforts, it's you and the people you introduce, but you also get help from above and below. So you can receive donations literally seconds after registering. And Impact 101, as I said before, is peer-to-peer crowdfunding, person-to-person, which means there's no middlemen. You're not dependent on a company. So if you're used to withdrawing money from a company or investing in a company and you've been let down like so many people have, that is one of the key things about this system. You're not dependent on a company paying you. In fact, no money goes to the company other than a $25 or a $40 license fee, which is the only money that ever goes to the company. The donation is literally one person sending it direct to another person, direct to their bank account or any method that they choose to receive donations. So Impact 101 provides you with an easy to navigate, totally automated, feature-rich dashboard that displays everything in real time and allows you to monitor your donations literally second by second as it happens. This is the step-by-step process that somebody would see as when they go to register. So it literally takes you through the process, and the process is, first of all, somebody pays for the membership, either $25 or $40 for a year, $25 for 6 months. As soon as they've paid that, you can choose the grids or grid or grids. You can have multiple grids. You just choose the level that suits you, dependent on what your circumstances are. And at that point, as soon as you've chosen your grid levels, then you're ready to set up your payment methods, the methods you wish to receive donations by in your back office. Once you've done that, you need to then donate to two people. One will be your sponsor, one will be a person that you drop into the grid below, and you donate half to one person, half to another. Once you've done that, you're what's called an active person, and then you're ready to share. So this system is literally donate, share, and receive. And that's all you do. You literally, if you want to keep receiving, all you need to do is just keep donating. And you're always receiving 3 times what you're donating. So you're always actually receiving more donations than you've actually donated. So they're the 2 methods that you can choose to pay your license, either the $25 for 6 months or the $40 for a year. You can pay either with a Visa or a MasterCard through PayPal, or if you've got a PayPal account, you can actually pay through your PayPal account. You can pay by Bitcoin, Dashcoin, or there is a token system where you can actually purchase a code, and that is a prepaid token. Then you are taken to the page where you put in the details of the methods that you would like to receive donations by. As an example, if you use PayPal, you just put your PayPal email address. If you use Bitcoin, you can put your wallet address. If you have a Trezor wallet, you can put that address, or Dashcoin. You can also choose Uphold, TransferWise, or any other payment methods that you wish. As an example, you could also have direct bank wire, direct to your bank account. And then you will actually see the donations that you need to send. And these are the grids that you can choose. You can choose 1 or up to 8 grids. You can, if you want to, start with the 8 grids. But you just got to start with a level or an amount that is comfortable to you. The figures you can see on the top here, the 40, the 80, and the 150, it's an example. They are the amounts in grey. They are the amounts that you donate, split 50-50. So as an example, take the $40 grid, you would donate $20 to one person, $20 to another, and so on through exactly the same through each grid level. The figure in the red is the amount you would receive when the 6 positions have been filled, whether that's filled from you, people you introduce, people your sponsor introduce. It doesn't really matter either way. Once that grid is full, those figures in red are what you would receive, which is 3 times what you've actually donated. Once each grid is finished, that's ended. You've received the total amount available on that grid. You can do it again and again and again. All you do is you donate again at that grid level, and you're then eligible to receive again at that grid level. The objective is to get up to all 8 grids running simultaneously. You cannot have more than 1 grid on each level open at any one time, and you cannot jump up to a higher grid. So you couldn't, as an example, jump to, let's say, the $150 grid. You'd have to have the 40, the 80, and the 150, but you can have any choice of between 1 and 8 grids open. Okay, so it's a very simple system, although it does amaze me how it does take a little bit of time for somebody to understand what is actually going on here, especially with the follow me system. But I can tell you, once you see that and once you understand that, you will have a light bulb moment. So there's 3 simple steps to get started. First of all, you need to register by clicking the referral link from the person that told you about this. Then you need to register, pay your license fee, and then you need to become what's called active. And an active person is just somebody that has donated to 2 people. One will always be your sponsor. The other person will be somebody you don't know. So once you've done that, the only job then is to find 2 people. 2 people minimum. If you can find more, then those grids that you have will fill faster. But the 2 people is key. You can receive donations without introducing 2 people, but you can only do that once in any grid. After that, you do have to introduce 2 people. So as an example, let's just take the $40 grid. You can receive up to $120 without introducing anybody. At that point, a new grid will start. You will have received $120, but you cannot do it again until you've introduced 2 people. So what I say to people is, do you need or want more money right now? If they say yes, I ask them another question. Do you know at least 2 other people that need or want more money right now? If they say yes, then I send them a video. So all you need in this system is 2 active members, and you just help those 2 people do exactly the same. So that in this example, there's you at the top. You introduce Sue on the left and Bill on the right. And now you help Sue and Bill introduce 2 people each. So Sue now introduces Sally and Jack. Bill introduces Tom and somebody in that bottom right position. And I just want to explain that that is completely automatic. It's all done by a computer. You can't position people, which means it's actually a good thing because nobody can fiddle this. The computer just fills those positions or those spots left to right, top to bottom. So basically your role is just to find two people and help them become active members and help them introduce 2 people each. So this is the grid. We're just taking the $40 grid here. And I just want to show you that there are various ways, as I said, that this grid can fill. It can be from above, it could be you, it could be people you introduce. Let's just give you an example. Let's say you now introduce Sue. Sue now donates $20 to you and $20 to your sponsor. You now introduce Bill, or let's give you another example. Let's say your sponsor introduced Bill. It's exactly the same result. Bill has to donate $20 to you and $20 to your sponsor. Now you help, or your sponsor helps those 2 people introduce 2 people. So let's take Sue. She now introduces Sally, and let's say Jack. Sally donates $20 to you and Sally donates $20 to Sue and $20 to you. Jack now donates $20 to Sue and $20 to you. Bill now finds two people, Tom and Dan. Tom donates $20 to Bill and $20 to you, and Dan now donates $20 to Bill and $20 to you. Either way, it doesn't matter who introduced those people. Once that grid is full, you will have received 3 times $40, which is what you donated. So you now have $120 in your account. You can now do that again. So out of that $120, you donate $40 and you can do it again and again. You can do it as many times as you want. It never stops. At any point, you can upgrade from the 40 to the 80 to the 150, and you can have donations coming in from each of those grid levels simultaneously, same time each day. So there's all the 8 levels in total. As you can see, you first of all have to give, and each time you give at any level, it's always split 50-50. So half goes to one person, half goes to another. So you can see that in the share column. And then you are eligible then to receive back 6 times six times $20 as an example in level 1. So you're going to receive back in that level $120 once that grid is full. Level 2, exactly the same, only this time it's an $80 donation you're giving, and you now can receive back 6 times $40, so a total of $240. Level 3, $150 level, 75 donations to 2 people. You now are eligible to receive back 6 times $75, so a total of $450 in total. Now ask yourself this question. It's exactly the same what you're doing doesn't matter whether it's level 1 or level 8, you're doing exactly the same thing. The only difference is, would you rather receive donations of 2,400 6 times in each grid, or would you rather receive 6 times $20? I know what my answer would be. So the objective is to get all 8 grids levels opened at once, and you can be receiving donations multiple times each day, each month from various levels. Now, this is a completely self-funding system, so it doesn't matter where somebody starts, whether they start at just level 1, the $40, or whether they decide to start at maybe 3 or 4 grids. It doesn't matter. That is the only amount you will ever outlay. From that point on, it is a completely self-funding system. So as an example, it will fund itself for you to upgrade to all the other levels. Completely self-funding system. So it doesn't matter what your background or previous experience is. This system is designed for success. It's a fully automated system that will help you fill your donation grids quickly. It does all the work for you, all the explaining for you. There are videos in our back office telling us every step of the process and how it all works. There's a full questions and answers tab. We have regular webinars like this to help people. So all the work is really done for you. Using our system can create an endless stream of donations coming to you. You just got to ask yourself, how many donations would you like to be receiving each day? As a member, you have a complete access to the entire system, which includes a fully customized and personalized mobile landing page. That landing page is still actually sold to other companies for $250 a year subscription. You actually get 2 of them. You get a personalized, your own personalized mobile landing page, and you get a Impact 101 as well. So you can literally market your existing business, if you have one, using that mobile landing page. That is a product in itself, and that's just given as part of the $25 6-month subscription. We have the state-of-the-art back office, which tracks all the donation grids, your team, and your donations in real time. Everything is recorded. You get help and support from a team of leaders who will walk you through everything. We have training calls. In fact, we just had a brilliant one last Saturday. It is recorded, and I'd recommend, if you haven't listened to it, my advice is go and listen to it. It amazes me how many people struggle to recruit in the system. All they need to understand is to keep it really, really simple. People complicate it. It is so simple what we actually do. And if you learn how to do as some of the leaders are teaching you, everybody can succeed in this. So this Impact's system for success is designed to get you results you want and you deserve. It's working for thousands of people, and it can work for you. My advice is go and listen to some of the testimonials. They again are recorded in your back office. Every time we have a webinar, this webinar tonight, it will be recorded. I will post this into the Facebook groups, but all the company webinars and trainings and videos are all in your back office. As soon as they're finished, they're recorded and set in the back office for you. So get back to the person that asked or invited you onto this call tonight, and my advice is obviously don't get registered unless you're ready to get started, because you do need to donate. As soon as you register, you need to donate immediately, and watch the videos and share your Impact 101 landing page with others, and just repeat the process over and over again. As I said, all I do is I ask people a question: do you need or want more money right now? You can do it slightly different. You can ask somebody, can you help me? I'm looking for people that need or want more money right now. And if they answer yes, then just ask them another question. Do you know 2 other people that also need or want more money right now? And from that point, you send them your link and ask them to watch a couple of videos. That is it. It is so simple, and yet I'm afraid a lot of people make it complicated by trying to explain it to people. Let the tools do the work. You have everything in your back office to succeed. You can see all your grids and the people you need to donate to or send donations to. All your donations and donations to be received are recorded, and there's a complete history of donations that you have sent and donations you have received. There are videos explaining everything, so if you want to find out as an example about the grids and how they're explained, there is a text explanation, but there's also, if you see at the top there, a video there. So my advice is go and watch those videos and just direct your people again to the videos. Let the tools do the work, and these are the configurable mobile landing pages. You can literally advertise any existing business, and on the back of it, you've also got your one-on-one mobile landing page as well. Brilliant system. We're going to hear a gentleman I just met tonight from Nigeria in a second, so we're going to hear his quick story and testimonial about how he came across Impact 101. But my advice is get back to the person that invited you on the call, especially if you're brand new and hearing this for the very first time. First of all, you need to have your reason why, and it's your reason why that is going to motivate you. You need to dream again, have some goals, and you need to have some ambition. It's that's going to motivate you. Nobody can motivate anybody. It's yourself that has to motivate you. And if you haven't got a big enough reason why, maybe that's the reason why you are maybe not succeeding. Because you need something that will get you out of bed in the morning. And then you need to learn the system. It is literally do a list, contact those people, show them a video, and follow up. That is it. That's all we do. It's so simple. And we work as a team. It's amazing what's happening in this company and how people are helping each other every day. The whole system is designed to help each other. It's a crowdfunding system, and as a crowd, we're all helping each other. You will benefit from what everybody else does in this company. Everybody benefits from what everybody else does. So that's the end of the presentation. So I'm going to stop sharing now, and I'm going to bring on our first person. I don't know, Silas, are you there? And if you are, could you just unmute yourself? Just let me just see if I can find him. Silas, are you on the call?
Yes. Hello, everyone.
Good evening, Silas. I'm going to let you just tell everybody a little bit about yourself. We only just spoke this evening, and you said something tonight which really, I just said, you have got to just tell people what you just said. So go ahead, Silas. The floor is yours.
All right. Thank you for having me in this meeting. Thank you. And I just want to express how amazing this platform is. And looking at my background, I'm a software engineer. I've built quite a lot of websites aiming at uh, providing ICT-based job creation for mostly Nigerian youths. So we've been in the IT industry for like 15 years now. And over the years past, we've conducted a lot of trainings, traveled to so many states, trying to bring solutions for unemployment. And recently, we have a job to do to travel to another 6 states on ICT job creation. So I recently uh, was researching on the internet, on internations. I met with Shane Clark, and he has been like a very good friend. He took me through the process. We had a one-on-one discussion where he showed me everything, and I instantly got interested. I got interested because of some few reasons. In Nigeria, there was a problem with a particular system that looks very similar to this. It's called MMM. And MMM came, is a Russian company, took away over 700 billion naira, which is like more than 3 million, uh, more than $100 million away from Nigeria. It got crashed, and a lot of people were left stranded, and there was nothing to do. So when I see this, that was the first thing that came to my mind. I was one of those people that never got involved in MLM or any network marketing. So, but this one looks kind of different from a technical point of view. I could see, I could see the interface, the system, so user friendly, and I was trying to look at the logic behind the system if it's related to Ponzi, because of MMM, there is a law enforcement agency in Nigeria called the EFCC. They are strongly against Ponzi scheme because the logic behind Ponzi scheme is eventually somebody never gets paid. It's a kind of flow that takes people along the way. It takes you on and on and on and on until one day you never get paid. And when somebody gets out of the system, you get affected. So, but looking at the logic behind the system, there is no Ponzi at all, because it's just like the GoFundMe. I used to recommend GoFundMe to people that have medical problems. They could go to GoFundMe, post their needs, and a lot of people donate until it reach the required amount. So, but this one is not like you donate and you walk away. This one you donate and someone donates to you. So a little bit of network marketing was brought into the donation. It balanced it all. It's not a flow that you can be afraid of. Maybe this is going to crash, and when it crashes, my money is going to hang in there. Because if you look at it, just in your first instance, once you finish a grade, you recover all your money, and at that point, you are working on totally risk-free. So there's so many things I can go on and on and on, but talking about the technical flow, I've checked the codes, I've checked everything that could technically make it crash, but I could see nothing. I could only see a user-friendly platform. So, and I think from Nigeria, I will personally integrate this into our training program. And all you need is an internet and a laptop, and your ability to comprehend how to read and write, how to understand instructions. And there you go. Thank you.
Can't thank you enough, Silas. Good to meet you today, and I'm looking forward to getting Nigeria flying. I know you've got some serious plans, and I'm looking forward to working with you. Can't thank you enough for coming on tonight and just telling me what you said to me, your thoughts of when you first saw this. And you're absolutely right. It is so far removed from a Ponzi system, as you said, because in this system, you are literally sending a donation from one person to another, and none of that money goes to a company. So how on earth could it be a Ponzi if anybody ever says that to you? Unbelievable how people think. But anyway, it's only because we've all been burnt in the past, and because of that, that's why people are unsure when they come across something that's good. The good thing is that you did some research and you've checked it out, and that's exactly what everybody should do before they listen to opinions from other people. So thanks very much for that, Silas. I really appreciate it.
Duncan, can I talk?
Yeah, of course you can.
Silas, that was great. Really enjoyed that. What we've been told by Impact 101, and what I believe is that Impact 101 will be the largest platform in the globe. And for it to do that at that level, it has to be robust, it has to be strong. So with your experience and what you've seen, can you see this being a very strong, robust platform that can expand globally? You're still there?
Yes. Well, the robustness is both technically and the business model. Technically speaking, the website is sitting on a dedicated server, and which I think it has no limit. A billion people can go in there. Normally, when we build an application, whenever the first 1,000 people come on the platform, that is when you test the strength of the platform. And it's either you're losing figures or maybe things are just colliding. But the technical infrastructure of the platform is actually solid. And the business model, like I said, is out of Ponzi. So there's no time frame at which it's going to collapse. Yeah.
Okay, brilliant. Thank you for that, Silas. Thanks, Colin, for bringing that up.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all very good. Because we see it every day. We talk about it a lot. So when we get somebody that has a technical background that looks at that website and can see how strong it is, it gives us even more confidence to know. Because, we've been there before. That the whole idea of peer-to-peer is incredible. But we have to hope that the company that's putting this together has the know-how to do that, to make it strong. Now we have a platform that has that know-how. So it's, and again, as Silas has just said, it really is just a platform where you send somebody a donation and you receive a donation. It's as simple as that. All Impact 101 does is it instructs us who to send a donation to. They just control who receives and who donates. And it's very simple. Yeah,
great. Thank you for that, Silas. Really appreciate it. If anybody else has any questions, but just while we're waiting, you can unmute yourself and I shall have a look. I noticed there's a couple of questions in the chat, I believe. Just before we do, there's only a couple of questions most people generally ask. One is the legality. Well, I've just gone through that today. Two is the sustainability, and I think, Silas, you've just explained that perfectly. It is totally sustainable, and the other thing people have to remember is every business in the world, no matter what it is, all of them need new customers. So people often say, well, aren't they reliant on new people? Well, yes, every business is reliant on new people. The difference is, in this system, the people you personally introduce follow you through on every grid. When that grid completes, they have a choice. They can either donate again and they can carry on receiving. As long as you keep donating on each grid, you keep receiving. So the same people are constantly providing more donations. Remember, every time you donate, half the donation goes to your sponsor, half goes to somebody who often is a brand new person, just come in that day, and they drop below you that might have been in the system for 6 months. And what do? You send them a donation. So as I said, you can receive donations without recruiting, but you do need to at some point introduce a minimum of 2. So I hope that helps. The only other questions people ask is, as an example, some people say, oh, that's a pyramid. Well, yes, it is the shape of a pyramid, but I often ask that person, well, can I ask you, think about, if you work for somebody, you're in a pyramid shape structure. You will have a boss, the owner of that company. The owner of that company will always earn more money than you. The difference in the corporate structure pyramid shape that you're in is you'll never earn or likely to earn what the people above you are earning unless you move up the ladder of promotion. And you're never ever going to get into the position of owning that company unless you buy it. In this system, and I know this for a fact, my sponsor was sponsored by Joe Mohammed. Joe, when I first spoke to him, I asked him, could he mind sharing with me what he'd received? And he said, did John tell you what he'd received? And I said, yes. And he said, well, John has received more than me. And I said, I heard that. And he said, for one reason, John works harder than he does. Simple as that. So somebody that introduces you into this system, you can earn 10 times, 20 times more than that person because you are simply working harder and telling more people about it. So it is totally sustainable for years to come. And it literally will be, and I've got no doubt at all, the biggest crowdfunding system in the world. Any questions? Anybody would like to unmute their mic? Sean?
Duncan? I've got a few questions.
Go ahead.
This is from Julie, and she's just asking, when would someone use a token and why? That's just a quick question.
Okay. Well, tokens are there for somebody, as an example, who hasn't got Bitcoin, or maybe you want to gift it to them. So you can actually buy a token yourself. It's a code, and you can give it to that person, and they can literally put it into the token box where it asks for the subscription, and it's already paid. So it is literally another means of helping somebody, really. So a token is a prepaid code, which basically means when you paste that code into the section where you pay for your subscription, it's already paid for. Simple as that. It was brought in case, as an example, somebody didn't have a credit or debit card, or as an example, if somebody didn't have Bitcoin. So it's literally for ease of use. Hope that helps. Any other questions, Sean, in the chat?
Nothing in the chat, but someone did butt in.
Yes.
There we go.
Okay. Hi, Duncan. It's Leroy.
Hi, Leroy. Good to have you on the call.
Yeah, thanks. I'm on a call with a few wonderful, dynamic women.
Good.
All listening to you, but we actually got on late because we were given an incorrect code.
Okay.
But one of them has got a question for you. Do you want to?
Yeah, fire away.
I'm Elaine,
Hi.
and I would like to know, how do you go about by advertising your actual personal business? So if you have your own business, how do you go on the platform by advertising it?
Okay, well, there is actually a mobile landing page which you can promote any existing traditional business on. Now, I know there's a few people that have sussed that out. I'm not the best person to ask, to be honest with you. I just about managed to download my mobile app on my mobile phone. But to be honest with you, it is quite easy. There is a video coming out. Frank developed this, and this is actually unique to this company. I don't think you can get anything quite like this anywhere else. He actually sells this product for $250 a subscription per mobile landing page. So you've got two available. One is your Impact 101, and one is for any other business that you would like to promote on the back of it. So the answer is, if you can just hang fire, I mean, you might be able to suss it out yourself. I know a few people have managed it. Is anybody on the call that's actually managed to set that up? If anybody wants to unmute themselves, if you have done it, I'd love to hear from you. I know a few people have. Nobody know? Okay. I hope that answers your question. But there will be a video coming out very soon on that, on how to do that and how to take advantage of that.
So are you basically saying that we have to pay £200 for that?
No, 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 no. That's included in that $25.
Okay, cool. That's great.
Yeah, yeah. That is a product in itself, but we get that included in the license fee. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Anybody else got?
Yeah, Duncan, there doesn't seem to be many questions. I don't have a PayPal. Can I pay by card? That's the question I can see.
When you say pay by card, you can choose to pay your license fee with either a credit card or PayPal. Yes. With regards to the donation, just so you know, if somebody doesn't have PayPal, you can still pay that donation with a credit or debit card. Now, this is something new to me. I mean, I've been using PayPal. I didn't realize this. A lady who I had to send a donation to didn't have PayPal and didn't want PayPal. But she said to me, well, you can go into your PayPal and send me an invoice. So I did. I created an invoice, which is very easy to do. I sent her the invoice and she paid her donation using a Visa or MasterCard. So yes, hope that helps everybody. There is an option if you do want to use a Visa or MasterCard to pay the donation to somebody. All that person has to do is create an invoice, send it to them, and they can pay it, putting it on their card. Hope that helps. Anybody else have any questions? If you want to unmute yourself, now's your chance. Otherwise, I'm sure you've got better things to do on a Sunday night. But I'm going to leave you with one thing. This is without doubt the most amazing system I have ever seen. And I have been in so many types of businesses over the year. And I'm like everybody else on this call. I wanted to find a company I could hang my hat on and call this my home. Unfortunately, none of those companies, very few of them, are still around to this day. It tells you something. Now, here is a company that we don't rely on a company to pay us, or we don't rely on a company. As an example, I was with a company that was going fantastic, but unfortunately, their payment processor, the middle bank, went into liquidation and ran off with 60 million of their money. And that just pulled the rug from underneath us overnight. You don't have any of those problems with this system, because the only money the company takes is that $25 or the $40 for a year. From that point, it is literally a website, as Silias very eloquently said. It's literally a website, a platform that provides us a system to donate and generate as much donations as you want. So take this seriously. It is incredible. It takes a little bit to get your head around, but there's nothing like understanding something by actually going out and doing it. And I can tell you, once you understand that follow me system, you will have a light bulb moment, really will. It is unbelievable what's happening to people and some of the stories that are going around. Somebody's just asked here, can you talk a little bit about the custom? Oh, that's right, that's that lady we've just spoken to. Okay, unless there's any other questions, I'd like to thank everybody for coming on the call tonight. If you haven't listened to that training call that was on Saturday, go in your back office and listen to it. It is fantastic.
Duncan, sorry, I've got to stop you. There's loads of questions coming in now.
Oh, God. There always is, just as we're about to finish.
Okay, but we've got one. Silas was saying, can you throw more light? What happens if someone within your team you introduce abandons the system instead of paying his donations? He quit or something like that. I think that's what he's trying to say.
Say that again. Sorry, Sean, I missed that.
Can you throw more light? What happens if someone within your team you introduce abandons the system instead of paying his donation?
Okay. What basically happens is people just move up to you. Simple as that. It's no different than, as an example, if somebody doesn't donate, they don't actually go into the grid. So exactly the same situation in here. So it doesn't affect you one bit, Silias, if that's you that asked that question. if you think about it, you have to donate first before you can receive. If you don't donate, you don't actually go in the grid. So it really does. So if somebody stops donating, they just don't go in that grid. And this is another reason why some people say, do you need more than 2? Yes, you do, if you can. Now, the minimum is 2, and they can be the same 2 people that do follow you through each grid level. And they can literally be the same people that follow you from the 40 to the 80, from the 80 to the 150, right up to the, it could be the same 2. But what happens, as an example, if somebody's ill, or what happens if somebody dies? You know, don't rely on 2. And the other thing is, the more people you sponsor, the more people follow you into your grid, and the faster that grid fills up. Now, that's where you'll also see some days, you know, I've had the $40 grid literally 2 or 3 times in a day, in one day. Now, if you've got the more people you personally introduce, that could happen 4, 5, 6 times in a day, especially on the lower grids. So, hope that answers your question.
Okay, Duncan, a few more here. I think this is from Valerie. I don't think she's understanding the point where it's peer-to-peer. When you receive your first 2 donations, i.e. $150, can you withdraw to bank account so your seed is returned? Sorry.
The money actually goes to your bank account. So let me give you an example. Sorry, what was that lady's name?
Valerie.
Valerie, if I was donating to you, I donate direct to your PayPal, direct to your bank account, or it's to your account. It doesn't go to the company. The company has nothing to do with that transaction, nothing at all. And just while we're on that subject, here's the difference between what we are doing and GoFundMe and all the other companies out there. Ask yourself this question. Do you think PayPal, do you think, what's the other one?
GoFundMe.
Facebook, GoFundMe. Do you think they're doing it for the good of their health? No, they're not. They're making money out of it. So how are they making the money is the question to ask yourself. That's what I wanted to know. And I can tell you how they make their money. One thing is they charge you a percentage per donation. Okay, in GoFundMe, it can be as much as, can somebody remind me, is it 29%? I'm sure I've heard 29%. I'm not quite sure offhand.
It's 12%.
12%, but even 12%, you know, 12% per donation out of the money that you donate or the donation you receive 100% of that donation to you. Now, here's a question a lot of people often get confused of. What is the difference between a donation and a gift? You know, a lot of people confuse this system with gifting systems that I've heard in the past. A gifting system is a system where you are gifting somebody a gift, and a gift is as it sounds. It's a gift from me to you, as an example, and I have paid the tax on that. So a gift is not taxable. Okay, a donation is. So when you receive donations, it is taxable. That's why the governments like it, because they have control over it. You are responsible for your tax on it, and that is to each individual to go to your accountant and ask them, you know, where you stand with regards to that. Obviously, you only pay tax when you've received a certain amount, dependent on each country, but I'm not going to get into that right now. But that's the difference between a gift you are gifting it to somebody, and you know, often people relate this as well to similar systems I've heard in the past, but they are cash. Now the difference is, why are they cash? I'll tell you why. Because they're hiding it from the tax man, and that's why they're shut down very quickly, because the governments don't like them, because it's people frauding them of tax. This is taxable. You have a record in your back office of the person you've received the donation from and the person you've sent the donation to. There's nothing to hide here. And everybody, it is your responsibility to declare that to the taxman, the same way as if you suddenly go self-employed, that's your responsibility to declare your situation to your tax advisor.
Okay, just a few more questions. I know it's going on a bit. Normally don't go on that long, but Jacqueline says, did I hear you say that you can offer this in any country in the world.
Absolutely, any country, anywhere in the world, as long as they've got internet access.
And the next question was, this is from Lady M. I'm going to take Alistair's question at the end because we've already pitched on it a bit. As you know, we've all introduced people to other opportunities that have not been successful. What happens if I really cannot find anyone that is interested because of the past?
Okay, that's all in your mind, because I can guarantee if everybody on this call opened their mic, I can guarantee everybody on this call has been involved in something in the past. If you're anything like me, practically every one of the businesses I've been involved in the past aren't here today. Now, a lot of people say this, you know, oh, I've burnt my bridges because everything I've ever shown anybody in the past has been a disaster. Listen, let me tell you this. To be successful, if you speak to any successful people, Richard Branson, ask him. He has failed in more things than anybody else. The only difference is he didn't give up. Now, those people that, yes, you think are going to be put off, in the end, everybody is like everybody else. We're all looking for something. I believe we found what I class as the most perfect system I've ever seen. All you've got to do is just ask people to keep an open mind. If your mind's not open, it doesn't work. Keep an open mind, have a look at something, ask the right questions. That's the main key here. If people don't ask the questions, you know that saying, if they think they can, they're right. If they think they can't, they're right. If somebody really does think this is illegal and they haven't checked it out properly, they will always think it's illegal. You're never going to convince them. So you have to look for people with an open mind, the right attitude, and all you're asking them to do is to keep an open mind and look properly first. You know, looking on the internet these days is not doing what I call proper research. You need to go and listen to the owner, listen to some of the calls where the owner is explaining about why he chose to build his own crowdfunding system. That's because he never even realized how massive this market was. It was only because he was involved in the previous company that I was involved in that he realized how massive an industry this was. And he decided, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do it properly, and I'm going to make this the #1 crowdfunding system in the world. So honestly, don't be put off by what people say or the fact that you've introduced people in the past to something that didn't work. We've all failed many a times. The only difference is you've all just picked yourself up, dusted yourself down, and moved on. That's what you have to do. You know, thanks. Hope that's answered your question.
Yeah, Duncan, this is a great one from Jacqueline. You know, she's put in my theory, if you've had a bad relationship, it doesn't stop you dating. Well, that's brilliant, that one. Brilliant. Okay, love that one. I've got one from Alistair. The reason I left it to last, because we've pitched on it a bit, but it says something about the landing page. Can you talk a little bit about the custom landing page? It's quite confusing on how to apply it. Actually, the usage of the landing page for the mobile page is confusing. That's even a confusing question.
Listen, I can't really say much about it because I haven't actually set it up myself. Frank I know is going to produce a video which will show people how to apply it and how it works. I mean, all I can tell you is I have downloaded the mobile landing page for Impact 101. And that is fantastic because you can send that to anybody. In fact, there is somebody on the call tonight, I know, because somebody just sent him that mobile landing page and he watched the video. And I don't know whether you know, but it's got all your details on there. Somebody can, actually order a V card from you. And a V card is just like a business card. Instead of a business card, it's a virtual business card. So somebody could send me their V card, I could order it, and it literally puts all their details on my phone. So I'd have all their contact information literally there on my phone in my contact list. It's a brilliant system. Try it, download it yourself, and when the video comes out on how you can actually advertise your existing other business on that, that's when I would start talking more about it. I'll do it myself and then I'll be able to talk more about it. Sorry, I can't help you more on that. Okay, I think we shall finish now. So thanks very much, everybody. I do these calls every Sunday night, 8 o'clock, and every Thursday night. These are calls specifically for new people. So my advice is ask people a question. Don't try and explain it to people. As I said, just ask people a question. Do you need or want more money right now? If they say yes to you, just ask them another question. Do you know at least 2 other people that need or want more money right now? And if they say yes, then send them your link, ask them to watch the video. Now here's the most important bit. Follow it up. Make sure you phone them back and ask them, did they watch that video? If they did, you just ask them one question. Do you want to know more? What is the more? My advice is get a call like exactly what Sean did with Silias tonight. We spoke tonight. I can see Silias is a serious business person, and I know we're going to build a massive team, not only in Nigeria, but I've also realized you have major contacts in Hong Kong, Silias. So I look forward to working with you on that. But literally that's it. Just use your sponsor, arrange a call with your people, get their questions answered, and or invite them on a call like this. We are literally here running these calls for you to bring your new people on who might have been burnt in the past, skeptical. That's fine. I don't mind anybody being skeptical as long as they ask the questions and get those questions answered. You will not find one reason why you should not do this system. So thanks very much, everybody. I'm going to open up the mics now if you all want to say good night. Thanks very much for coming on, and hopefully I'll see you on the call next Thursday. Thanks very much.